Hello friends, in today's video we're going to be showing you the broken camshaft on this Ford S-Max. For some reason it just snapped at two places, so just gonna demonstrate it to you. So first of all I'm gonna pull these uh, guide brackets off. There we go. So just gonna show you. So it just snapped from two places, one here, one here. There we go. So that's that. And then this is the other piece. It has shattered the hydraulic lifters as well, as you can see. Came from here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna use the magnet to remove all the debris out before we remove the lifters. So just gonna use the magnet. So this one seems okay. This one is okay. This one is all shattered, and then this one has lost the top disc, and this one here. So there seem to be three lifter valves shattered, so we're gonna replace them. And also what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the magnet to pull the lifter valve and gonna assess the damage. It's not easy to see the damage like this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the head off and assess it that way. So EGR valve cooler needs to be removed, and the clamp here, I'm just focusing on this clamp here, that needs to be removed. And also if you can just undo these this clamp here, which is secured by 3 bolts, I mean 1 bolt and 2 nuts here. That's gonna allow you to pull the head off. And if you want to remove the turbo, then there are 3 bolts here, sorry, the 3 nuts, one here, one this one here, the third one is bolt. Right, here we go friends, we have removed the head of the engine. It was a bit of a mission, so we had to undo the exhaust, turbo, and then here is the head. Just gonna show you the damage, what it caused. It has bent all the valves here. So inlet outlet valve here, again here, see, you can see the damage. So all these valves need replacing, inlet and outlet. Obviously, just gonna show you the pistons. See this round circle here, that's where the valve's been banging. Here as well, both in and out, inlet outlet valves, they've been hitting the pistons. This one here, and luckily it hasn't cracked the pistons. Quite strong engine. Right, so the plan was to buy new camshaft, new head gasket, and the new valves, and refabricate the engine head again. Right, here we go friends. Started stripping this head unit. This is the damaged one, and this one here is the one I managed to get from someone I knew. So the only difference between the old head and the new head is that the inlet manifold is a little bit different. Just gonna show you. So this is the inlet manifold on the one I just bought. It's got a vacuum here and a connector here. So this is the one I got from someone I knew. It costed me 80 quid for the whole head with the valves all complete except the injectors. So this is the inlet manifold from my car, which has to go. So I've taken this one off and I'm gonna transfer this one from the old head to the refurbished new head here. I've managed to take the manifold nuts and bolts off without snapping them. The trick is to spray plenty of WD-40 on them and leave it for a while and then just undo them slowly without applying too much force on them. Right, here we go. So just prepping the head before we put the head gasket on. So we're just gonna give it a rough clean with the sandpaper. Then we're gonna take it to the machinist to get the head skimmed. Right, so we're just prepping the surface on the engine block before we fit the head gasket. Perfect. Taken all the dirt off. So in order to line up the crank to lock the pin, we had to remove this cross member from here and had to drop the whole radiator down a bit, as you can see. So there was a cross member here which we removed going along here, but the radiator is just resting on the pipes at the moment. Not an ideal situation. Here we removed well, we didn't remove it, it's just hanging down, so we had to remove the condenser pump, aircon pump, and also had to remove the alternator and this pulley here that had to be removed. So before we and also the clamp, there was a clamp here that had to be removed. So the condenser first, then the alternator, and for the alternator we had to remove this pulley first. So in order to remove the aircon pump and the alternator pulley, which is just here, this one here. So the alternator connects to this side of the pulley, so we had to remove the belt. So what we did is we pushed this tensioner this way to release the belt. So belt is already out. Then we took the aircon condenser off, then we removed the alternator and the bracket which fits here, just here. So that bracket had to be removed. So it's this bolt here, 10mm bolt, which we need to remove, and we need to screw in the timing pin, and then we're gonna turn the crankshaft pulley to lock it. Already taken out the old cam belt. The wet belt is behind this pulley here, the crank pulley. Okay, and the pulley here. Right, so we are screwing the locking pin so that we can lock the crank. Right, now that we have inserted the locking pin, so we're just going to show you what happens when you turn the crank. So when you turn the crank, so this pulley and the fuel pump pulley up there, they both are turning. See, so we're going to come down. There we go. So that's where it gets locked. So the crank pulley is locked. So there is a dot on the pulley, fuel pump pulley, which is lining up. There we go. That dot there is lining up to the dot on the casing. Okay. Right, here is the timing kit which we ordered from eBay. So this costed us £40, and this is the timing kit for all the Ford models. So what we used from this kit, you can see in the video, this is the pin we locked the crankshaft with. So we use this one, and then to lock the camshaft from right hand side as you are facing towards the engine. So on your left, when you open the bonnet, on the left hand side you got the camshaft pulley, and on the right hand side this plate, it fits into the groove on the cam shaft end like this, and that's what locks the camshaft from moving. So if this tool here is used correctly and pushed into the groove on the camshaft, then that's the way forward. That is the right timing for the camshaft. Right, here is the picture demonstrating the things I mentioned about locking the camshaft. Just about to insert the cam belt. So the top pulley, we loosen the top pulley. Right, here we go friends, we've done the cam belt. So see the marking here, we lined it up. So this plate here, this plate here should line up with the groove here. Just gonna take you closer. Okay, see the way it's lining up? It should be in the middle. So this plate here should be in the middle of this groove here, and that's where the belts nicely gets in place. And just gonna show you the tension. It's all nice and tight. Okay, this pulley is nicely lined up as well. We had to line up, that got lined up when we were turning the crankshaft. So now we're going to tighten the camshaft pulley and put the components back. Right, here we go friends. Now that we have fitted all the parts back into the car, the hardest bit was to prime the fuel filter, which was a big problem. Once the air gets into it, it's a nightmare. So you'll have to have a proper pump. You can buy from eBay for like £18. which you'll have to use to prime the fuel filter and get all the air out of the system, and that's how you're gonna make the car run. So just gonna put the key in and then just gonna crank it up. There we go, all running fine now. Like I said, the hardest bit was the fuel filter to go back onto the car and to get all the air out of the system. Okay, so it's all running fine now. There aren't any leaks under, and there isn't any air loss in. The heater is running nicely. Just gonna show you all around.